Now, that is just a small piece of what Kerry Combs had to say today. Head to BCSNNation.com or our YouTube page to hear the full comments from Kerry Combs. As we welcome in Tony Gerdeman from BuckeyeScoop.com. And Gerd, let's start with Coach Combs and kind of that Buckeye Brotherhood sermon that we received earlier today. It was a stark reminder of why he is such a powerful and persuasive recruiter, because he speaks from his heart and he bleeds scarlet and gray.
Yeah, and he also stands by what he preaches to his players, and it was maybe the most remarkable coaching availability press conference that we've seen at Ohio State in some time. To see Kerry Combs finally address this, and it started out with just a simple question: "Hey, how's the transition going, or has it been for you?" And then he went on and told us how it's been going for him, and how sure he could have left, he could have quit, but then everything he's ever told his players as a head coach, as a college coach, as an NFL coach, about, yeah, you may lose your job one Saturday, but you can get it back the next Saturday. So don't quit. Don't go into the transfer portal. Don't do this. Don't do that. All of those times he's told his players that if he would have left this season from losing one of his job responsibilities, he said basically, I would have been lying to all of those players, and I would be a complete liar if I were to do that. And so there is that. And then, is the brotherhood real or is it not? And if you stick by your brothers and you stay for your coaches and your players, that and lends more credence to the fact that, yes, the brotherhood is real. If you get your feelings hurt and you just leave, then certainly there's no brotherhood for you there. And he talked about, are we just coworkers, or are we in this together? Like, if you don't have close relationships with the people you work with, then it doesn't mean as much, and you can just leave. But it means too much for him, and it was a really, really heartfelt, just releasing of what he wanted to say, because you could tell he had a lot of stuff to say. He had a lot of pent up words, and you could tell there's still some hurt there. There's still some anger, but also, the acceptance of it, the inability to change anything now, and certainly not to dwell on it. But it's really, really interesting. I would also recommend folks go ahead and check that out, the entire, 30-minute session.
Ohio State hitting on all cylinders right now, so you have the off week, and now you get into that age-old debate of rest versus rust as they have this week off. But I think, as Ohio State kind of alluded to, Ryan Day kind of alluded to this week, they're going to go good against good. They're going to practice ones against ones. And, well, let's face it, Ohio State practicing against each other is a stiffer test than going up against Maryland, Rutgers, and Akron.
Yeah, I mean, just look at Denzel Burke, for instance, the freshman corner. Why has he gotten so good? Because he's been practicing against Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson his entire time. And now you'll have, as you said, good on good. And Day said that's when it comes down to really employing the proper technique, because you don't have the I'm just better than you, more experienced than you talent advantage, that when the ones go against the twos, ones against ones, it comes down to all of the little things. And that's really what they're going to be focused on during the bye week, is the fundamentals. This is also a period of self-scouting. So just things get really simplified. And then when you go good against good, you just can't out-talent somebody there. You've got to outwork them, hands, technique, and leverage, and all of that stuff the coaches love to talk about. That's where it comes into play. But I think it comes at a very good time, the bye week for the Buckeyes. It splits their season. It allowed them to be compartmentalized all throughout, and now they will assess where they are, see some things that they need to improve on, see some things that they want to add. They've got time to do that, and we know business is about to pick up with the schedule that lays in front of them. How many top 10 teams are staring them right in the face at this point?
Buckeyes take a week off, but BuckeyeScoop.com never takes a day off. I want to thank Tony Gerdeman from BuckeyeScoop.com for joining us on College Football Weekly.